great day, great day, purpose-filled day, a day for champions. I'm telling you, magnificent day, award-winning day. I am so excited that you decided to join us on tonight's Impact Empowerment Training, life-changing, with an incredible leader. I'm going to give you guys about 60 seconds to send those last-minute texts to invite those that you care about, that you love, that you want to assist and aid in creating a living legacy in 2020. Vision 2020, the year of the do. Double economic wealth, guys. Double economic wealth. And when we say wealth, we're not just talking about wealth in your finances. We are speaking of wealth, which means abundance in the Webster Dictionary. So abundance of the mind, a wealthy freedom and peace and vision that you would have, you know, a wealthy spirit, wealthy relationships instead of everything being based upon commissions. But we all sick and tired of that, right? So, you know, tonight we have an incredible leader that's coming to the line, that's going to educate, motivate, cultivate, penetrate you so you can duplicate your finances, your resources, your leadership, and create the living legacy that you desire for 10 generations to come, guys. So on calls like this, when you join them by yourself, you will absolutely learn a lot. But when you humble yourself and go ahead and invite those on your team, in your organization, among your leadership, whatever you want to call it, okay? People that might be right on the fence because they just don't know enough, so they can't do enough and make the right decisions to become a journey partner. You even want to get them on the line. Maybe they had questions about the compensation plan, how they can capitalize and maximize every entity of our lucrative compensation plan at Sanki Global. So I want to go ahead and get out of the way so we can start on time tonight. You want to have destiny and purpose with you, which is a pen and paper, so you can take copious notes of the information that's going to be disseminated on tonight at the 10 o'clock hour. So without further ado, I want to bring to the line someone who I have an extreme amount of honor, appreciation, admiration, and it's a privilege to journey with him in this thing called life, especially in business as we birth our passion projects, our kingdom building projects. And we all know that to do those things, you need resources, resources as in money and resources as in people. And he understands that. That is his methodology every step of the way. He is a super servant leader. And I'm telling you that he's been on every platform that you can imagine. He believes in going the extra mile and serving until, meaning no expiration date, guys. That's right, until you make it, until you get it, until you become all that God has called you to be in this thing called life. He's a former NFL player. He is a proud father. He is a global, world-renowned leader, often sought after as an inspirational, transformational, and motivational speaker. He has gone to the top of the 1% in multi-level marketing. He is a multi-million-dollar earner, and he is a millionaire maker. My friend, a mentor to millions of people all around the world. We are honored to have him here at Sanki Nation as an ambassador and co-founder. Mr. Jorrick Battle, sir, are you on the line?
Yes, I am, Dr. Helen. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine. Take us away.
All right, all right. Now, I didn't say Dr. H this time. I said Dr. Helen. All right. Well, thank you so much, ma'am, for those kind words. Just as fervent as ever. And we appreciate you so much for just being you and the leader that you are. And I tell you, you know, over the last few years, it's just been a privilege as well to be a part of you and Dr. Edward and your family. I mean, just awesome people. And like I told you, those pictures look good out there on the water, man. I mean, just so awesome. I'm so proud of you and what you're doing. And I know you're fighting for us. So those who are joining this company right now in North America, folks, it's going to be awesome. But just like anything, you have challenges in the beginning. The enemy is always trying to pursue greatness and pull us down and things of that nature. But we know greater is he that's in us than he that's out there. So we're going to do our thing with excellence and with pride, because we really have something to share with people. And that's what has me excited. I wasn't looking for anything, folks. So I'm not here to pull your chain or gas you up. I'm just here to share the facts and the truth. And what this product did for me, in spite of me using some other products at the time, and I love those other products that I have, and some I'm gonna continue to use, but it was something different about this one, folks. And because of the timing, and I know it was divine, because I was dealing with something that was worrying me to no end. And so by chance, I just said, hey, I'm gonna try this. No, you know, I wasn't looking for it to be purposeful in that instance for that particular deal that I was dealing with. But not only did it remove that, it made me feel better times 10. And so that's why I'm here before you folks. It's not just about the money. For me, it was a hard decision. It really was. But I couldn't ignore the power of what this Sanki product did for me. And so now I'm shouting from the rooftop about how it can help you and others. And I tell people simply this: just try it. You don't have to take my word for it. Just try it out for yourself, and you'll see what this thing can really do. I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody out here for the time being, and then we'll open it up for questions. Let me go ahead and get those little things stopped too real fast. Hold on with us, guys, because it's popping in and out. Sometimes folks' cell phone drop and they got to call right back. But you know, we just want to try to be integral in helping us understand here at the very beginning of what we have our hands on financially. And folks, I was blown away. I've been really just studying and breaking down and asking questions and recording videos of our incredible CEO of North America, Jose. I tell you, sharp individual. When I look at Mr. Arvide and what he brings to the table, his business savvy, his networking savvy, and most importantly, understanding what Sanki is all about. So I want to just kind of impart a little bit. Hopefully this will make sense to you, at least get you going to understand whether you build a small team or a big team, you can really create some great income. It's not a get rich quick by any means. You still have to build it. But what I think is going to be the breadwinner here is the product. The products work, folks, and they're not ordinary. They're just not ordinary. I mean, everybody says that, but you know, not everybody is in one of the top medical journals in the world. Their product is not featured there. Not everybody has 40 years of research and development to put their product on a patent. You see what I'm saying? Not everybody's doing that at all. So when I look at one of the first things out the gate that jumps off the page, it was the Rising Star Bonus, okay? And the Rising Star Bonus is created, you know, during your personal period. And a personal period, really to be safe, is about 3 weeks. You know you're going to get at least 3 weeks to complete your personal period, because here's why I say 3 weeks. I'm going to try to chart that right here. Let's just say, you know, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And let's just say that you start the business on a Thursday. Well, the first day of the period, or the first week of that period, is going to end Friday, the next day. And now it's unfortunate that you started on Thursday, but it is what it is. So whenever you come into business, folks, that Friday concludes the first week of your personal period. So again, you know you have 3 full weeks that you're going to get. You know, even if you start on a Monday, if you start on a Tuesday, unless you start on a Saturday at midnight, or let's say 1 in the morning, you get a full week of that first week. So for the most part, you know, everybody's going to get a full 3 weeks for sure. And what you want to do in that period is get at least 2 partners and 3 customers, okay? 2 and 3. So 2 partners here and 3 customers, all right? Now, depending on how those people enroll can determine what your Rising Star Bonus is, okay? Because remember, you're going to receive $40 for every 100 points, all right? Now, if we look at the different packages that are available, you have the starter pack, which is, you know, $2.99 with when you add your $55 rep fee, the annual rep fee. So it's $299, 100 points. So I'll just put the first package here, 100 points. The second pack is 200 points, which is, I call it the builder pack, because you get more of the shinkas, the little shinkas that we hand out to people when we're out prospecting, you know. And I love these things because I just put my name and phone number, and you can put your website on here on the back and just hand these to people. It's a 4-day supply, and you can tell them it's 2 products. You got the Bellagio and the Chrome Wheat, you know, right here on the back. So I've been doing that, and I love it, and people are loving it. I'm already got 2 callbacks on the ones I've handed out. And then you can even pop one of our little brochures, which we'll talk about that on another training. But it's a great little marketing prospecting system. And of course, the next package is 400 points, okay? So if you sign up somebody, obviously, that's the pro pack. If you sign up somebody, say, on a builder pack, 200 points, and a pro pack, 400 points, okay? When you look at that, guys, I mean, you're going to get basically, you know, 600 points there, and it's $40 basically for, you know, dividing by every 100. So here, 600 would be 6 times 40. That's $240 that you would have earned in addition to, you know, the upfront money. Because remember, we also get 90% personal on whatever package that they come in. So that's $90, $180, or $360. So basically, you brought 2 people in. You made, you know, 180 here. I believe, yep, 180 here, and you made 360 here. So that's 540. Plus, you're going to pick up another, you know, 6 times 40, 240. So that's $780 just that fast. Okay, just that fast. And then, depending on the customers, you know, you could pick up, you know, a good percentage there as well on the product that they order. Okay, on the dollar amount. So that could be, you know, an average of about 30% as well. So easily you could put $1,000, $1,500 in your pocket in this scenario. But what I want you to think on is, at best, you know, or worst case, 4 and 6. Okay, because you need 4 partners to really start your journey to being promoted through the compensation plan. Okay, let me go to that real quick. So to start your journey to go through the comp plan, you got to first become a duplicator. Okay, what is a duplicator? And say, well, I don't see any points there. Well, it's roughly about, you know, 1,200 points, because to hit the duplicator level, and if you don't hit duplicator, you can't go bronze, you can't go silver. Okay, unless you do it all at once, right? So like the last leg comes in, boom, it just blows up over 300 points, right? But to be a duplicator, you need at least 300 points in 4 legs. Okay, you gotta have a minimum of 300 points in all 4 legs, which is a total of 1,200 points. So that's what duplicator is. So once you start the duplicator, now you can go on up. So you might say, well, I don't need 4 whole legs. Yes, you do. Or you can't even make bronze, you know, if you're not a duplicator first. That's the first position on the chart. So that's 4 legs of at least 300 in volume. Okay. Now, going back here to that rising star, what's so amazing is there's a second level to it. Okay, that's right. So we just looked at the first level. All right, and you get $40 for every 100 points. But what about when someone who you brought in, who you enrolled, brings somebody? So this is the second generation, right? So now from your direct distributors, this is you and this is them. Okay, now when they start creating, you know, a star, all right, which is 3 customers, qualified customers, or 6 or whatever, as long as it's 50 points, okay, to complete it. And or you might have to do 6 customers with 25 points, which would be a 1 box. But 50, you know, points is 2 boxes, okay? The Chrome Wheat usually, and the Bellage. So now, you know, once you have that, folks, you have 2 partners that you've enrolled, or your partners do that. Look what happens, okay? So all of a sudden, you get an override. It's $10 for every 100 points that are created. So if there was 100 points, you know, or 100 points, you get $10. If there was 200 points, you get 20. If there was 400 points, you get 40. So that's the power of the second generation. So it's even more money. Now, how do you figure all of this. Just personally, I'm not going to do it. I'll look at my paycheck and see it. But for me trying to figure that out or get it properly correct, no. But what I will do is make sure if I start, one person, I want to make sure I recruit another and then get 3 more customers. Okay. So that way you get all your bonus money within the personal period. And of course, that's going to start once if you've already been in for a while, that new star is going to start when you bring in that first recruit. Okay. In that next personal period that you have. All right. So you want to complete that star every one of your continual personal periods. Okay. So, and if you don't, then you start over. If you don't complete it in the personal period, you lose the bonus money. Okay. Now, obviously, we're going to keep building with folks. We're not going to stop that. But, you do lose the bonus money if you don't complete it in your personal period. So that's a motivator to get all our bonus money off the table versus leading some. And again, this is what duplicator looks like, at least 300 points in each one of your legs. And, let's just say you recruit a 5th person. Then that person is going to go underneath somebody here. And that volume that person creates actually is going to count for everybody in team 4 going up. Okay, everybody in team 4. It's kind of like a binary because you got spillover now. Okay, so that spillover volume will roll up through everybody on team 4. Now, the cool thing about that is once you start to understand the pairing, okay, the cycle pay, that's when that's going to be like, whoa, okay, that's really cool because that's going to add to your income on a weekly basis. Okay, but let's keep it moving. One of the other key things that's important about, being promoted up the ladder is the 9% global pool. Okay, the global pool, and the company takes 9% of the total sales of the company accumulate each leadership period. Now, leadership period, unlike a personal period, is 8 to 9 weeks. A personal period is like 3 to 4, but a leadership period is 8 to 9 weeks. And is the reason they say 8. Just like with the personal, you might miss one depending on when you get started. So that's the whole point. But they take 9% of the profits, folks, the total sales. All right, 9% total sales global. And just imagine as this company grows and we start opening up other countries, and that 9% is going to be there. Well, how do you get a piece of that? Well, you get basically a share for every position level. Okay, you get a share, and depending on how many other people in the company are at that position, that rank determines how big yours is. Because if it's 100 people at your level, you splitting that 1 point with those 100 people. Okay, so and obviously it could be a greater piece depending on. So let's just say you were a platinum. Well, you're going to get part of the bronze pool, the silver, the gold, and the platinum. Okay, so the higher up you go, obviously the less people is going to be possibly. Okay, so or if you were a triple diamond, okay, let's say that. So you would get the triple diamond percentage, the double diamond percentage, the diamond, the platinum, the gold, the silver, the bronze, and the duplicator. Mr. Avide was showing me just here recently, they paid it out. And some of the triple diamonds and double diamonds were picking up like $3,000 and $4,000 bonus checks. Man, that's inside. I love that's just gravy, just because you're at that level. So at first I was like, well, it don't matter that much to get promoted and all of that. I mean, because what I'm gonna show you in a minute is where the weekly money seriously is gonna come from right away. I just showed you some of the bonuses, but there's also some money that's gonna pour in from those cycles, okay? And that's where the real money comes from on a regular, consistent basis, matching that volume up in those 4 legs, okay? But, here, you don't want to sleep on this one. I think there was probably 5 crowns that shared that. I mean, that's a ton of money up there, Ambassador, there was only so many there too. So, you want to get as many pieces of that 9% as you can, and that's how it's really calculated per representative based on your position. Okay, well, bronze and silver wasn't too shabby either. I think it was like a couple of $100, $300-400. Not bad, and especially if you're getting all 3, bronze, silver, and gold. Hello, gold. I'd be trying to go for the gold. Okay, bottom line. So that's the 9%. That's how that works. And so of course we know that you got a car program in here, 2 of them actually. You got the trips, Paris, Japan, Dubai. Now, one thing about the company, they want you to be qualified at least 2 of your 3 personal or leadership periods, okay? Because it's really calculated in leadership periods, which is 8 to 9 weeks. So we got 8 to 9 weeks to hit these positions, and then you got to maintain it for another 8 to 9 weeks. And if you miss it, as long as you hit it by the next 8 to 9 weeks, you know, you're good. And so it's kind of like, you know, quarterly almost when you really think about, you know, how it can, or every 2 months, I guess. So not really quarterly, but I guess that would be 6 periods in a year when you look at, you know, your pro period. So, or your leadership period. So it's every 2 months, basically, what you're looking at. And it's based on the calendar too. So, you know, once you hit gold, or let's just say in this instant, platinum to get the car, you got to hit that platinum again the next period in order to get that money, okay? And I'm gonna just leave that there, okay? And the same thing with the trip to Paris, Japan, the next car, which is the Porsche, the trip to Dubai, the Rolex. Now, when you look at this dollar amounts, the company really takes the lowest possible income that you could probably make based on the points, okay? Based on the qualifying points that you would need to be there. And remember, you can count in 4 legs up to 70% in one organization. Now, I do want to hit on something real quick. I got a blank sheet here. I want to talk about the up and coming promotion, the Bronze Party, which is something I believe we're going to do ongoing. It's in Vegas. You get flown out. They take care of you, do a show. It's a great experience, you know, on the company's dime. All right. But here's the thing. The Bronze Party qualification is we look at, you know, having 4 legs. One of the first qualifications is you have to have another bronze under you. Okay, so you got to have a bronze, somebody who's hit bronze on your team in order for you to qualify for the Bronze Party. All right, so that's where being unselfish really rings true. You got to help somebody else, you know, move through this thing. And really, that's really how you want to build yourself to ambassador or crown, is how many people can you help become a diamond? How many people can you got to get involved with people, you know, find out if they're working, if they're not working. That's why I don't really, you know, spend my time with folks who don't deserve it. Okay. But if you working, you putting in work, hey man, I want to be there to help you solve this thing. Okay. We're going to blow up together. Right. So, and you have to, so you got to have 1 bronze, and then amongst the other 3 legs, you got to have at least 2,500 points. Okay. 2,500 points amongst the other 3 legs. All right. And that could be in any combination spread out. Okay. Because, you know, the first thing is when you look at the 70%, you could have up to 2,450 points really in one of these legs because you got a bronze already. So 2,450 you could be, or 2,450 and 50 in the other 2, you're good to go. You're good to go and you're qualified. So as long as you have 2,500 points within the 3 legs and, you know, a bronze in one of the other 4th leg, however you situate it, that's how you qualify for the Bronze Party. Okay. So obviously understanding and looking at your points, it's a big deal. And keeping in mind that when you understand people joining, that's the biggest point totals probably we'll see right away, which is the 100, the 200, and the 400. Okay, points. Now there is a 50 point package too. The $99 is 50 points. But if somebody joins with that, you can't produce stars. Okay, you got to come in at least with, you know, the starter pack, 100 points in order. Now, if you come in at a starter pack and you bring in 2 people, you can still get the star bonus. It'll be a smaller version of it, obviously, because you got 50 and 50 points. But, okay, I'll put that up there as 50 points for that deal there. But, you know, they can't, somebody who comes in at that can't get it. You can't qualify as a star if you came in on a, you know, the 50 economy pack or whatnot. Okay, I think it's 49, and then the 55 they give it to you or something like that. So $99 is what it comes out to total. It's a cool deal for those who don't have the budget, but you know, I would try to stretch and do at least the $299 so that they can make all the bonus money in the star program, which is significant. Okay, so but that's the bronze party. Hope you got that. One bronze, 2,500 points spread out between the other three in any combination. Okay, you're good to go. All right, now let's move right along. See what we got here. I think I was supposed to touch on something else there. Let me look real quick. Let's see. Well, let's talk about it this way. I guess I can hit that here. When we talked the first time, I think I came on and we talked about, the best way to move through the comp plan, to really move. And, you can't just say, okay, let me try to get this many points, that many points. It'd be hard to measure that. You drive yourself crazy. And so we came up, obviously, with, producing 2 stars, which would be the 4 partners and the 6 customers, or to go over to say the 5 and 10, 5 partners and 10 customers. Okay. And if you look at just the raw numbers, okay, not the packages, because the packages to me are the gravy points, okay, because it only happens one time. What I'm going to be, for me personally anyway, you can do it the way you want. What I'm going to be holding true to is the residual every month. Most folks are going to average 50 points a month, some more, some less, but on average 50 points a person. So if we looked at the reps, that's 200 points here, 50 times 4, 50 times 6 is 300. So at a 4 and 6 process, 2 stars minimum, you're looking at 500 points monthly per person who do that. So they're bringing 500 points to the table, okay? So if you had, 10 people who did that, that's 5,000 points. That's more than bronze. You're halfway to silver, okay? So that's the way I look at it. And that's just, with, a few people on your team, right? So to be perfect, it's 7 people who did that, and there you go. Okay, you're at bronze. All right, but again, maintaining bronze, we don't want to hit it and drop below it, because see, you said, well, I brought it in, I hit bronze, but then you didn't hit it the next time or next month because the auto chips were small, okay, or were 50 points, okay, and you counting the packages. So, and that's why I said the best way to look at it is 50 points per person minimum, okay? And then here, you have 250 because 50 times 5 is 250, and then 500 here. So now you're looking at 750, okay, which is cool. Now, if we threw the packages, if we looked at, doing it in our leadership period, in those 8 to 9 weeks, it could be really cool when you throw the packages in there, because now all of a sudden, let's just say on average, we're bringing folks in on the builder pack, which is 400 points. That would be, instead of the 200 here, that would be 1,600, if you're bringing in 4, and then 300 as far as the customers. So that'd be 1,900, okay, 1,900. And obviously, if you did that with the 5 and 10, you're looking at 2,000. 400 times 5 is 2,000. And then, the 10, which would be 500, so you got 2,500. So you could really, if we looked at really doing some, major recruiting, but not just recruiting, but duplicating, 4 and 6, 5 and 10, you could run through this thing very quickly, because at 2,500 points per person, and that's just the middle package in there, recruiting 5 people and 10 customers, within a month even, man, you would just shotgun through this thing. Because with 10 people, 2,500 times 10, that's 25,000. That would take you right up to, what is that, silver, gold, almost to gold. I think gold is 30,000 points. So that's what I'm saying. The more that we're teaching this and really holding true to help people do this week in and week out, that's what's going to really mash your business together, okay? That's what's going to really push you through. But if you're just recruiting people, that's cool, but you're not duplicating that. If we're not, getting people started, having that game plan interview with them, showing them how to get this thing moving. Now, some people already know the story, okay? They're experienced networkers, great. But for those who may, not know, and I necessarily would take it for granted, just have that game plan interview, find out what their goals are, where they would like to be in the next, 30 days first and then 90 days. And then we can kind of come in the center and see where we're at in 45 days, if we're on track. But that's what it's about. Well, 15 days and then 45 days. That's what we kind of manage, plan, do, review, so to speak, because you can't wait till the 30th day to see if it's good, if what you're doing is good, because now it's too late. If you had a 30-day goal, you wait to day 30, the time has passed. Okay, you got to look at what you do the first 15 days of the first 30. Now you can really correct if need be, or do more of what's working. Okay, and the same thing for 90 days. You want to check at the 45-day mark and really see how you're looking, because it's all about staying on course. One of the most intrinsic things that have ever been known to man was to travel to space. And NASA was always almost 99% off course. But how did they stay on course and have a successful mission? Well, they were constantly reviewing, going back and forth, constant communication, looking at the radar, constant communication back and forth. And that's what we got to be here, guys, because it's not easy to become a triple diamond. It's not, everybody would love to, and that's the problem. Everybody would just love to. It ain't gonna just because you love it, it's gonna happen. No, you got to go build it, because we know faith without works is dead. You got to go put this thing in place. Just like somebody sitting around saying, man, I want to build a house. Well, just sitting there talking about it, dreaming about it, you ain't being about it. You got to put a plan together. Somebody got to draw that thing up, and make sure they do a good job. Otherwise, the doors don't close. The sink might be in, the living room, all kind of craziness, right? So it's all about being able to put a clear plan together, and people want to know, what you're doing. All right. And that's what it's about. Whether it seems like a drag or it's boring, nobody cares about that. Right. Folks, we know what's right. We're the coaches here. And so as you coach your team to success, it seems like it's rather slow and old fashioned. Okay. Well, that's why a lot of folks burn out before they get to the finish line. All right. Because it's like, I'll never get there. I've been working. Yeah, can you imagine if the space shuttle did that? If they just said, we're going to make it, man, please, it's a huge galaxy out there. You might end up on the wrong planet. You know what I'm saying? And so, because you got people pulling and pushing you down and trying to pull you up over here. So you got to stay on course. And that's what it's all about. So when I understand the building block, I can go ahead and build the house. I'm not going to give you one stone or one brick or that's this long and then one that's this long and try to say, we're going to build this thing. They got to be almost equal, folks, and sometimes you got to cut them off here or there, but that's what happens. You got to make sure that you're working with the right material. Okay. And that's how we build this thing. Now, let's get into, I'll show you the methodology of it and then come back and break it down. And that is, the beautiful thing is a matching bonus. Now, the matching bonus is 25%. Okay. And it's not based on rank. It's based on volume. It's based on production, which is really cool. Okay. A lot of companies, you don't get no matching bonus till you hit, you got to be a diamond first. You got to be a ruby or something. Now, it don't matter here. You're going to pick it up right away, but you only get 25% of the cycles and the cycle plus bonuses. Okay. Well, what is the cycle plus and what is the cycle? All right. Well, the cycle bonus is basically created from a pair. Every time you get 50 points in one team and 50 points in another team, that is a cycle. That is a pair. So let's look at team 1 here, team 2, team 3, and team 4, okay? So let's say, remember the customer volume, and that's what we were talking about, the 4 and 6 and the 5 and 10, all of that's points. Everything has points attached to it. And that's where the real money comes from weekly, folks. It's on these points, okay? Now, we've looked at all the bonus stuff, but this is the nitty gritty right here. So let's just say in team 1, you had 20,000 points. Okay, 20K. Team 2, you had 1,500 or 15,000. Okay. Team 3, you had another 20,000, and team 4, you had 15,000. Okay. So what it's going to do is going to match the two largest teams together, whether it's team 1 and 4, team 1 and 2, wherever the largest volume is. Okay. So in this instance, you had 20,000 points here, 20,000 points here. Okay. So the common denominator in this instance is 20,000. So you're going to say 20,000 divided by 50. Okay. That's 400. Okay. So that's 400 pairs there. And then, of course, to make it simple, 15,000 divide that by 50. That's 300 pairs. All right. So you got 400, 300. You really have a total of 700. Now, also your customers break down and they divide them by 2. Your customer, your personal customer points online. And so now that could create some pairs too. But I want to just stick with this 700 pairs. Okay. That would be 700 pairs. Now, basically, there's a formula that the company uses each week to pay on the pairs. And the 9% global pool has a lot to do with it. Okay. I'm not going to jump into math. If you go through your manual in your back office, there's a section that breaks that down. There's even the math that how they do it. They come up with the number. But let's just say that the pair value for this week is $6. Okay. It's $6 per cycle. Okay. So in this instance, you would say 700 times $6, which you get a check for $4,200. Okay. That would be a $4,200 check. All right. And so when you look at that, 20,000 here, 15,000 here, 20,000 here, 15,000 here. Now, remember the scenario that I talked about based on helping people do, you know, the 4 and 6 or the 5 and 10. Obviously, it'll take less people with the 5 and 10 to get there, especially if they're bringing people in on that middle package or even the bigger package, right? The pro pack. So because the more points you pouring into these legs, okay, the more you're going to get cycles or pairs. And the more pairs you have, based on what that number is calculated that week of pay, and what Mr. Arvide said, it ranges anywhere from, you know, sometimes $5 low end to sometimes $9 high end, okay? So if that was a $9 week, your 700 pairs would have paid out $5,600, okay? But it's based on the average to keep the company whole, and they are true to being able to pay out that 49%, okay? That's what they pay out. Because if you notice, even with the packages, $299 is 100 points. So they're taking their money right off the top, and rightfully so. They got to stay whole as a company. They got a lot of overhead expenses and obviously got to pay themselves significantly because they're the owners, okay? Hey, you own a company, I know we want to get paid too, just like here. We don't have to do anything but go to work, right? And so, but that's the beauty. But this is weekly. This is weekly. So as you see, as these points start to hit, and again, I can't help but tell you about the auto ships because auto ships are hitting at different times throughout the week or throughout the month. Some people came in the first week of the month. Some people came in the second week, some in the third, some in the fourth. And obviously, the more you build this thing, the more you're going to be able to have these points consistently every week. That's why some of you guys are having bigger weeks than other weeks because most of your people so far have come in at this week. So those auto ships are hitting, all right? And that's going to create those pairs, boom. See, literally, you can have very little to none pairs here. Now, that wouldn't look good as far as your promotion goes, your rank promotion. Okay, you can still pull it off and get promoted, you know, pretty high because remember, 70% of one leg can count, but that don't look good for pairing, okay, for pairing. Now, the cool thing is, let's just say these were different numbers, okay, and you had some left over. Well, here's the cool thing about Sanki. They're going to pay out all the points. Because let's say you had, you know, 20,000 and 18,000 here. So obviously there's a 2,000 point left over between the two. Once you take the lowest denominator, which would be 18,000, that's going to leave 2,000 from that 20. And the same thing with the 15 and the 15. Let's say one was 15 and one was 13. So again, there's a $2,000 surplus left over once you take the lowest common denominator. So you'd have 2,000 left over from this side, 2,000 from this side. Well, guess what? Those two pair up and they're going to create more pairs, okay, more cycles. So at this point, you'd have 2,000 here, 2,000 here, okay? Now, you know, you take 50 into 2,000, that's 40. Okay, or yeah, 2,000 be 40. So now you have 40 more pairs. So it's going to go all the way till it can't no more, till it, you know, can't go into each other no more, because it'll even take your personal customers, what's left over here, and it'll divide in if there's more left over until it's just nothing else, and then they have to carry it over to the next week. Okay, so the whole goal of this computer, it's going to look for all the pairs that it can and eliminate all the leftover until it can't anymore, and it's going to push over to the next week, which is absolutely awesome. Okay. I mean, it is just awesome. So that's really where your money is going to come from. So if you're wondering, what if I build just two strong legs? Well, you can get away with it. Obviously, you're going to get promoted for the most part, but you can make some heck of a money with just two legs. Okay. Now, again, I'm just saying while you're building the other two, because you definitely want to do that. And then just keep yourself balanced as possible. All right. But you can make a grip with just two legs. Let's just say, at some point down the road, you have, let me see if I have a clean sheet here. That's a whole nother bonus. That's the other part of it. Let me hit that first. Okay. And I'll come back to some scenarios because we're getting late here. I don't want to just run on. All right. All right. So that's the cycle bonus. Now, remember, if this is somebody on your team, you get 25% of that. Okay. You're going to get 25%. So you're going to get $1,300 per person. So if, let's say you had 5 people that did that right there. All right. That's 1,300 times 5. In addition to what you did. So if you had 13 people or 5 people do that with that kind of volume, your volume through the roof. Okay. Just like a binary, you start matching everybody that you personally enroll in a binary, man, this thing is insane. Okay. And the same thing, the way them points work for you, it's going to work for your team members. So now, as you help people move up, remember, the more points that they have at gold, at silver. Sure, I want to help you hit platinum. Sure, I want to help you hit double diamond. Absolutely, like yesterday, because all that volume. Okay, remember, those points are going to look every week. They're going to match. And the more people move through the ranks, the more volume they have hitting weekly in this cycle, this pairing. Okay, that's where the meat of the comp plan comes from, folks. Okay, so but how do you pinpoint that? You don't. You just build. You just build, and teach people how to go out here and make their star bonuses. Okay, when they make their star bonuses, they're building. It's an incentive to build so that you can get to the real money. Okay, now here's another thing: the cycle plus. The cycle plus bonuses when just you hit certain amount of pairs that took place. And the most you can get in the cycle plus bonus is 1140. That's the most you can earn yourself. Okay, personally, 1140. When you have 20 pairs, the companies give you $80, 60 pairs, 160, 120 pairs, 300, 240 pairs, 600, and you're done. But you're not done. You know why? Because everybody you personally enroll, you're going to get 25% of their bonus money. So when they get 80, you get 25% of that. When they get 160, you get 25% of that. When they get 300, you get 25%. When they do 600, 240 pairs, boom, you're getting 25% of that. Okay. So every time somebody on you personally enroll makes 1140, you're getting 25% of that 1140. Okay. Through infinity. There's many people who do it. Some people are hitting faster than others. They're getting more pairs than others. All good. Just when they hit 20, you get a check. When they hit 60, you get a check. Hit 120, you get a check. 20, 40, you get a check. And then go on to the next one. Okay. So how do you keep getting it? Keep recruiting. Keep recruiting. More people you have getting these pairs, boom, the more money that you're making. All right. It's just that simple. So that's going to be added to the overall. Now you also have the fast track rank bonus. Okay. Now it only pays out in the first 2 leadership periods. Okay. So that's 8 to 9, 8 to 9. Okay. So or 9, because your second one going to be the full 9. So 8 to 9, the first leadership period, 9 the second. And based on where you end up. Okay. So let's say you hit bronze in your first leadership period. Hey, you're going to get a bonus of $180. Okay. Let's say you hit silver in the next one, you get 400. Or let's say by the next one before it's over, you go to gold, then you will get 700. Okay. Or if you waited and then you just, hit gold by the end of your second, you will get 700. So obviously the best way to max this thing out is to hit 400 in your first, if you can, your first leadership period, 8 to 9 weeks. And then, hit gold in the next 8 to 9 weeks. Okay. So now you pick up 1,100 and that's how you max that bonus out. Okay. There's no match on it. It's just you and the money that's on the table. Okay. So going back though, just kind of looking at this thing again, how that, 4 and 6, 5 and 10. And obviously a lot of us are not going to stop at that. Some of you guys have already recruited 8, 9, 10 people. Great. And not only are you giving yourself more chance at matching money, you're also obviously giving yourself more chance at, going through the comp plan quicker, okay? So I always liken it to, let's just say moving by 5, and you're duplicating this thing to give you an idea, okay? Just multiplying by 5. So roughly about 3,900 people. And, that's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels into your organization multiplied by 5. Now, it hardly ever works like that in a perfect scenario, but it just gives us a measure, of what we can expect. And so what I looked at is, okay, if you look at 5 people getting 10 customers, you got 50 customers. 25 people getting 10 customers, that's 250. 125 people getting 10 customers, that's 1,250. 6,250 total customers. 3,000, what is that? 31,250 customers. Okay, customers. So if you total that up, that's about 39,000 customers. All right. Now, if we consider that the average customer is going to be about $50, because or 50 points. That's points, shouldn't be dollars. But 50 points, because remember, if you get the whole system, the Chrono Wellness, that's 100 points with all 4 products. And some people are going to be ordering multiples, because the more you order, the better the price. The more customers you get, the more product you get. You get 6 customers, you're getting, 2 boxes for free of each every month, which is really cool. Okay. And the more customers we go and get, because I want to have about 40 customers myself. Now, every month you can go retail a product if you like. I'm going to do it anyway. Some of them probably give away, do some stuff at different events, just give away stuff. It's not costing you a dime because you're getting it free anyway from your customers. Not to mention, you're getting an average of about 30% if they're not preferred. If they're preferred customers, you're getting about 10% because you're giving your customer the best price. But if they're not preferred, they're just on auto ship, then, they're paying full price. Now you're picking up about 30% on average, what they're buying every month. That's residual cash flow, man. That could be a nice check. And so I want some nice checks coming in just for my gas money. But watch this, guys. Watch this. When you start to look at, the volume, I took the liberty of writing some of this down, 50 times 50 points. Because remember, you got 50 customers times 10. That's the kind of the denominator here. That's 2,500 in points there. Okay. 12,500 in points. 62,500, 312,500, and 1.5 million, 62,500 points. All right, insane, because now you really have enough points to be a Crown ambassador. Because Crown is 1,900,200-some-thousand, okay, something like that. So that's Crown ambassador volume right there, just right there. And at Crown, you're talking about $100,000 a month, okay. So if we looked at this thing just on, and this is just using auto ship numbers. This is not counting, the 100, the 200, and the 400. Only auto ship, which is pure. Because you can measure that. I don't know what people are going to come in at, but I just, like I said from the beginning, I count that as gravy, okay? So here's the thing. You got about 1,952,500 in points if we just looked at that, okay? Now, let's just say that, that's obviously a lump number. How is that going to pay out? Well, we pull out the calculator here on average, okay? We say, in worst case scenario, 1,952,500, and we divide that by 4 legs, okay? So you got 488,125 points per leg, okay? So that would, in this instance, be your common denominator as far as those pairs, cycles, okay? And let's say this week you did that, and the average cycle is paying out $6, okay? So 488,125, we're going to divide that by 50, okay? So that's going to give us 9,762, all right? So we're going to multiply that by $6. All right. That's $58,000 a month. Okay. In pure, or excuse me, not a month. Okay. Per week in pure volume. In pure volume. So in that instance, you could easily be around $200,000. Okay. 200,000. So that's the power of this thing, guys. And that's not including any match, any other bonuses, nothing. Okay. Nothing at all. Just pure that. Not no car money, you know, no trips, none of that. Okay. The check match, because this is you. Think about all the people in that volume, you matching them too. So you're getting paid on the total volume. You got 25% of at least your 5 people that you're matching. Okay. And all those other little bonuses. Not to mention, you may have thrown in another 5 people, because obviously the stronger your money goes, the stronger your story goes. Okay. Yeah. The stronger your money goes, the stronger your story. The more people believe you when you drive up in your new Porsche or Benz, or your address change and you got multiple zip codes and you're going around the world expanding your business. Oh yeah, you become relevant. You see what I'm talking about? In the industry, your influence goes up. And that's what you want. We always want to be working on our influence, guys, because influence is what creates income in our business. It's all about influence. If you got no influence, little or no influence, you're not going to build a powerful business. You either need it yourself, or you need to go get people with it. Bottom line. And just through sheer relationships, sometimes we hook up. Look at the folks who grew up with LeBron James. They couldn't dunk no ball, but because of LeBron, they got influence. You see what I'm saying? You got to understand this. It's not about selling. It is about relationships, but influence is exactly that. See, the reason they put Michael Jordan on TV, because he has influence over the masses. That's why they sell all the Jordans. It's because of his game, his legacy he left on the basketball court as an athlete. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about the influence. And if your influence is weak, that just means you need to work on it. You need to work on it, folks. You need to start plugging in and find out what people with influence are doing. Okay? And that's how you get great at this thing. So guys, it's an exciting time to be a part of this. And we can go all the way back to 62.5. We can go back to 12.5. We can go back to 2,500. And those cycles are hitting, you know, and we multiply that by that $6, that $7, that $8, the $5 per cycle. Folks, that's where the income is coming from. But the best thing you can do for yourself is get yourself promoted. Here we go, okay? See, just like this, you're almost there. You're almost at bronze, okay? Now you're pushing gold, because remember, we got 3,500, 9,000, then 30,000. Then you just double from there: 60, 120, 240, 480, 960, 1.9 million. And there you go, all the way to Crown Ambassador. Get your Rolexes and go sit down somewhere, right? Chill on the beach, preferably, or matter of fact, on my yacht, preferably. Okay, so 62,500. 312,000, 1.5. But you got levels in between there as you're going to be hitting those positions. And folks, the money holds true. When you understand what's going on, the money here holds true. Okay. And that's what I got excited about. Once I understood, I said, wow, that's way underdeveloped money that they're showing. I mean, that's like worst case scenario. That's right. That's right. So guys, this is what we have our hands on, and it's a wrap, okay? It's really a wrap. You can't be bad enough and mess this up. You really can't. So I'm gonna open it up for the remainder of time here and take any questions that you guys may have. I pray that was helpful. And let me just go ahead and see if we could make it to where you can unmute yourself. I'm not gonna unmute everybody, but you now can unmute yourself if you have any questions that you would like to ask. So open door.
Mr. Battle, this is Corey Williams here. Quick question.
Yes,
so
sir.
what is the quickest way for people to get to the first rank of bronze? What and I know you described it already, but what would you suggest to be the quickest way to get to bronze?
Great question. Yeah, great question. So let's look at that. And it's all about points, you know? So let me erase everything here. So we know bronze is 3,500. Okay. So let's just say we look at the packages. You got 100 points, 200 points, 400 points. Okay. If you go out and the customer, this is why it's so important. If you recruit 5 people, okay, and they come in on 200 points, okay, on the middle package, that's 1,000 points right there. Okay. And then everybody get their customers. Okay. So, and then of course you do yours too. You go out here, this is you get your, let's just say 6 customers. So 6 times 50, that's 300 points. Okay. And then you got 1,000 points there because you have 5 people that came in on the middle package. So you had 1,300. Then those 5 people each go out here and get 6 customers. Okay. So six customers a piece, that's 30 times 50. That's another 1,500 points. All right. And then they get, let's just say, what do we got there? 2,800. You're about 700 points short. So now it's just a duplication as far as the reps go. Okay. So if you bring on 5 people and they each bring on 5 or even 4, they bring 4 and they get 4, 16, that's 20 people. There you go. There you go. Worst case scenario, you should knock that out of the park just on, the package volume primarily here. Okay. And of course, if you're on the 400, now you're looking at per person, boom. So again, this is you. Okay. You bring in, let's just say 5 people, or let's say 4, we'll go low end, and they come on that top package. That's 1,600 points right there. Okay. Now you add the customers, that'll pretty much knock it out. Okay. And of course, your own customers. So to answer your question, for me, it's 4 and 4 or 5 and 5. That's the fastest way to hit bronze.
Right. And I like the way you broke that down at the lowest pack. And ladies and gentlemen, what we really want to focus on is not only consuming the product, but sampling the product. And let's say I opened a clothing store. I'm not going to have one pair of pants, one shirt, one earring, one pair of shoes. I want to have enough inventory so that I can not only consume the product and get my own testimony, because when people know you from 6 weeks ago, people know you from 6 months, 6 years ago. So I can get my own testimony, but then also I can sample the product out to have enough. So that's why you want to come on the $500 pack or the $1,000 pack so that you can have more than enough. So Mr. Battle just broke this down on the lowest pack. So, ladies and gentlemen, you go bronze and you birth a bronze. We will see you in Las Vegas next month for the bronze party. So appreciate you, Mr. Battle. Thank you. Back to you.
All right. That's our VP of Marketing, Mr. Corey Williams. Appreciate you, sir, and your leadership. And looking forward to a great, great year. All right. Anybody else? Any other questions? Just unmute yourself. Anybody?
I have a question, yes.
Yes. Who we have?
This is Joanne out of Ohio.
All right, Ohio. Great to have you.
Yes. Oh, no, thank you. I just wanted to let you know you did an awesome presentation. I've seen a lot of presentations over the years, but you hit it on the nail. But for me, I like to just keep it really simple from the beginning because I get confused with some of these marketing plans. Mm-hmm. And if I can just understand the concept, then it falls into place for me.
Right.
So my only question I really need to know is when you first get started, if someone comes in and they spend, let's say, a minimum of $2.99 and get a package, mm-hmm. What do you need to be doing next? Do you need to be getting, I know you said you need 3 customers and 2, I guess, associates?
Right. So remember
the game plan.
Right. So remember, to start getting promoted, you got to hit duplicator first. That's the first title that you got to go through first. Okay. In order to be duplicator, you need 4 legs. Okay. With 300 points in each one.
300 each leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the best way to do that is, you want to recruit at least 4 people. So this is you. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And it's all about reps, but it's more about customers. Now, reps will turn into monthly customers because they'll be on auto ship. Okay. And by the way, guys, the 1.9 million that we looked at really didn't include the personal volume. Okay. So that's even more. But here, what we're talking about is, you know, 4 people, they come in on a package. And that's why you want to have a sense of urgency in building so you can knock that out, you know, in a short, speedy time within your personal period. Okay, so if we broke it down to stars, you get, this is you, 2 and 3. So this is your customers, okay? And these are your 2 reps. So here's your 2 here, and you want to get 3 customers here. So that's half of it, and then you want to do it again. 2 more partners, 3 more customers, okay? Now, I wouldn't just say like, okay, now I got 2, let me go get 3. I would just go get customers. And in fact, a lot of times your customers are going to come from people you're recruiting because they may not want to do the business, but we always want to turn around and offer them the opportunity to be a customer first, if in fact they don't see the opportunity immediately. And so sometimes folks just want to try and consume the product. And that's why giving them samples always works. Some folks are going to sign up just because of your influence. They're going to try just because you said so. All right. And that's cool. And some may not want to do either one. But the best way to overcome that is if I contact 50 people, okay, some I may have greater influence than others. Out of the 50, if 5 join, I won because 10%. I got 10%. Guys, that's how you operate this business. If you try to operate it on 20, 30, 40, 100%, you're probably going to be disappointed because people are people. All right. And so I build my business on 10%. If I talk to 100 people, I'm going to recruit 10. Because 10%, it usually works every time. And that's if you do it correctly. You're not out trying to give a presentation. We should be just exposing. There's a difference in, you know, the exposure versus the presentation. That's not the same thing. Sometimes we're talking too much. Our job is get people to the information, let them make a decision like we did, versus you got the information yourself or you got a presentation. Now you want to go try to run and give somebody else a presentation. No, you know, get them exposed first. And then let them get a quality presentation, and preferably from someone else, not you, from someone else. It's hard for a prophet to be a priest in their own home. Even me, I like to put my people in front of somebody else. Okay, Dr. Helen, same thing. Just get you in front of somebody else. Okay, once we get that, our percentages can increase. But most people don't do it right. They're actually less than 10%. Because you're doing it wrong. And the cool thing about that, you don't have to put the weight of convincing somebody on your shoulders. They're really making a true decision on the merit of the company. And those are the people you want to recruit, not folks you just convinced and twist their arm. Okay? Make sense?
Yes. I got another question.
All right.
When you say within the time frame, is that within a 30-day period that you need to get these 4 associates with the 300 points?
It's 3 to 4 weeks, actually. So you're looking at about 21 to 28 days because you may not get the full 28 days based on the day you started. That's why when we start, we need to have a sense of urgency because that clock is ticking. Okay, that clock is ticking. And the best thing you can do is day 1, start with a game plan, which can be very simple. We have a training on that. But anybody can lead if you understand what to do. That's the bottom line. Most people can't lead because they don't know what to do. They just did something and it kind of worked. Now they don't know how to teach it. They don't know where they are structurally. They're just doing stuff. Folks, businesses, can you imagine if, you know, Coca-Cola just started doing stuff? No, they got a system. They got a strategy every quarter, every day, every month. Okay. And that's the way your business has to operate. And it's the people who understand that who make the real money. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people in there just dangling away. They're working hard, but not making the money. Why? Because they don't understand the simplicity. There's a method to the madness here. It's not just emotions. Okay. Although emotions are important, you want to be excited about it. And I think the product does that by itself.
I got another question.
Okay.
What happens if you come in within that first 3 to 4 week period and you only get, say, 2 associates and maybe they didn't get 300 apiece, maybe one got 300, the other one didn't. Now your time frame is up. So now you start the next 30 days trying to accomplish the same thing?
Nope, you start over for the most part, and that would be with new people moving forward because you've already missed out on just the bonus money. Okay, don't confuse it now. Just the bonus money. You're still building with those same people, but as far as the star bonus money, you didn't qualify for the bonus money. Okay, and so that.
Are you saying within the 4 week time frame, that's when you can get bonus money?
Correct. From the STAR program, right?
Oh, well, I don't know one program for the other, so it's okay. I just want to make sure. I understand what I'm doing. Number 1 and number 2, and I'll figure the rest out later.
Absolutely, and the key is just build. If you building structurally, you helping your people. Go out here and get 4 partners and 6 customers. That's what we want to do within, the first 3 to 4 weeks. I'm gonna try to see if I can pull up something that can break that down better.
And if I could just, while you're looking for that, Mr. Battle, just semicolon with some of the things you've said. The beauty about the Sanki compensation plan with the personal period and the leadership period, which I'm assuming that's what he's searching for. You have an opportunity. If you miss a period, if you miss a date, you just start all over. Most companies, if you miss it, you lose it all. Okay. But we give you the opportunity, especially with the leadership period here, is that you have this opportunity now to make your rank, to go up the ladder in your rank. You have 8 weeks. Most compensation plans that are this lucrative, this aggressive, they cut off every week and you start over, or once a month. But we give you 8 weeks to make your rank in this company. And so there is definitely a difference between the personal period and the leadership period. And if you want to expound on that just a little bit, Mr. Battle, because I think that, I know that there's a lot of people on the line tonight. I'm getting texts and emails on every single day. What is the difference? What's the unique difference? And why do we have these dates where we cut off and it seems like everything flushes, or, we lose the opportunity to make our rank, or, if we don't have our authorship. So if you could, kind of, because you've been in this industry for almost 3 decades, and there's some unique differences.
Don't rub it in, Dr. Allen. Don't rub it in.
Yeah, I'm telling your age and mine, because I haven't been in network marketing for 3 decades, but I've definitely been in sales for a long, long time. And so, but anyway, there's some very unique differences that some seasoned networkers have set down, and when they really take a deep dive and flush it all out, this compensation plan, they say, wow, wait a minute, I didn't realize the grace that you guys are showing in this compensation plan to really maximize at every level. So if you can kind of expound on that, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so the first personal period that you really only miss out, because the first order bonus is yours, that you're going to get that. Okay. It's the star bonus money that you could miss out on. The cycle money you're going to get. Okay. Cause that's where points line up. It has nothing to do with bonuses. That's just the amount of volume that's going to line up. So you're going to get paid that regardless. But you will lose the star bonus money. And if you don't, depending on how much of it you don't do, you lose the potential to have the free product, the customer money. So you want to do this because it's money in your pocket. When you get 3 customers, you're putting customer money in your pocket. They're just saying on average, that's $100 right here, just the 3 customers. Okay. And then not to mention, when you get 3 customers, you get free product. You get $130 in free product that you can retail if you like, or you can replace your auto ship every month. So you want to do that, okay, as quickly as possible. And then, of course, when you get your other 2 people, your partners in, hey, that's the upfront money, the first order bonus. Now, this is talking about the 400-point package, which is the Pro Pack in this scenario. But that's the difference of instead of, $720, you're putting $1,310 in your pocket. Instead of just recruiting 2 people, which you would have made $720, now you put, another almost almost another $600, $590 in your pocket. So that's $590 you would have left on the table by not going out and completing your stars. Okay, in this scenario, 2 stars. Of course, we look at the difference of if it was just the smaller pack, and not to mention the points that are going in there too. Okay, so it's a lot more points when you complete the star, and that's the incentive. The company is basically incentivizing us to go build our team, but they're not giving you all day to do it. It's like you got 3 to 4 weeks to go get this done. That's what a lot of companies do in the fast start period. It's like a fast start. They give you 30 days, and some I've seen 45, but usually they give you 30 days and that's it. And if you don't do it in 30 days, oh, well, you don't get it. That's just it. But you are still building your business, and you can start making significant money with just 2 legs. You can drive those 2 legs to China and say, the hell with being a double diamond or whatever. You just drive 2 legs, you're going to make a killing because those pairs are going to match. That's 2 legs. So as long as you got 2 legs growing, man, you could pair this thing to death. You build 1,000,000 points in both of those legs, you still can make a fortune. Okay. You just won't get any of the recognition as far as rank goes and all the goodies with that. You're not going to get much from the global pool at all, but you won't even be a duplicator. But with 2 runaway legs, hey, that'll give you incentive. And again, remember, your influence increases with cash flow. So don't get all mixed up and confused and disappointed. Just build your team with people who are ready to run, because you don't do this thing alone. Don't burn yourself out. Plug in and get your people plugging in. That's the best thing you can do. The most professional thing a networker can do is get their people plugging in and their people's people plugging in, because now folks can learn. You see what I mean? And I count it a privilege to serve, because I know if you help enough people get what they want, you're going to get more of what you want. But the problem is folks trying to do it all on their own. They burn out and their whole team fall apart, because that's not how you build this thing. It takes a village to create a crown ambassador. It takes a village. You ain't gonna go crown ambassador by yourself. So don't even think that. Don't even put that kind of pressure on yourself. It's all about building as a team. Who gonna win the Super Bowl? The team that performs the best, not no individual. Sure, it's gonna be some individual plays, but it's going to take that team so that quarterback has time to throw that ball to that receiver who catch it and then run in the end zone. It looks like it's just the receiver or the quarterback. No, if that line didn't block, that quarterback going to have time. And it's a wrap. They got sacked. Okay, so that's the whole purpose here. You operate as a team. Once you get that understanding, we do everything as a team. Now your business is going to go to another level. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Any other questions?
Yes, thank you so much. Again, you do an outstanding presentation, and as soon as I get this built up, I don't have to ask any questions, because I'm not concerned about how much. I'm just concerned about how we get there. Once I find out how to get there, I'm there.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Any other questions?
Good evening, Mr. Battle. How you doing? This is Sheila from Vegas.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Washington.
Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. Great presentation. I like my girl from Ohio. She said, I'm going to get there, huh?
All right. Yes.
Yes. So what about that Super Bowl? We got this 49ers in Kansas City. So that's what we're all about. Team building, working together as a team, helping and assisting. And we got the great foundation, Sanki Global International. The start is magnificent. So we have a great company that we're with, and the money will come, the success will come. It's just a matter of just working, plugging in, getting on these calls, and just doing what we're doing and just holding each other accountable and making sure that we're proactive to learn and to get all the wisdom that's here. So thank you so much, Dr. Helen. Thank you so much, Dr. Clay, Mr. Husband, who's just a great partner to our queen. And we thank you so much, Jorrick, because your presentations are just outstanding and just great information. And I'll say this to everyone, just get in, plug away. Along the way, you will earn. The products are magnificent. We're getting testimonies by the second of everyone that's enjoying the products, and it's just awesome. So just have fun. This is something that's brand new. We're launching. We're in pre-launch. I guess we still haven't launched until March 2020. So let's just have a good time and just share with a friend. God bless. Happy Sunday.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Washington. Folks, this young lady is a perfect example. If you just go to work, she's still, just starting to understand the compensation plan, but just this past week, $3,400 in income for the week, almost $9,000 since she started. And so it's a matter, if you just go to work, this plan will reward you, but you got to go to work. It's about getting customers. It's about finding partners who become customers as well. And that's the key. So, even for myself, I haven't been a big customer getter. And I tell you, we're developing a customer acquisition strategy because we got so many great tools to find customers. I mean, my whole thing in network marketing for 27 years is I recruit my customers through the business. And for those who don't see the opportunity, obviously, whatever I'm talking about, I would love for them to be my customer. Okay. And you don't need a ton of customers. But think about it. If there were no customers, we couldn't have it wouldn't be a legal business. Okay. You got to have customers. And so customer acquisition is going to be a big part of our weekly trainings. I'm looking forward to that. And we got some great customer getters on this team. And so all we're doing is sharing concepts and ideas. Will everything work for everybody? No. But hey, you got to go and try it. That's the whole thing. If you're not having success in what you're doing, you got to position yourself to hear the information so that you can go and try to apply it. And that's where we all grow and succeed. You learn what works for you and you learn what may not work for you, because everything don't work for everybody. But at the same token, we can get there through activity. You're not going to get anywhere not doing anything. That's for sure. So any other questions? Because I know we're late in the hour. We really appreciate your presence. And any other questions? If not, we'll turn it over to Dr. Helen, if she's still on, to close us out. And again, God
bless. No, you're good, sir. Go ahead and close us out. You've done a great job. I can't come behind all that. You awesome.
All right. Well, hey, guys, on behalf of the leadership, we really appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, guys, it takes one, reach one, teach one to reach one is what we're after. And I tell you, Sanki is going to change lives through the product. Don't get it mistaken. Obviously, we want to make money, but folks, it's really about saving lives because, hey, once they're gone, you can't buy them back. And that's why I'm here. I believe wholeheartedly in these products. And folks, it absolutely will make a difference in somebody's life. To keep them, to extend life is what Mr. Ovide says the best. We are extending life. And folks, it's nothing like that. So God bless you. We appreciate you so much. We're looking forward to seeing you at a city close by. I will be in Los Angeles, California this weekend. I will send the information. We'll post that on the WhatsApp, and if it's not already posted. But I'm looking forward to helping you any way I can, because I know you'll do the same for me. So with that, peace and love. Let's take this thing to the top and, of course, to the beaches of the world. Be blessed and good night, everybody.